Okay. Okay. I return to Earth as Andriana, and I go by Anne, but I am Ainana returned. Before I speak, I declare this message sealed in divine truth, guided by my higher self, protected by the eternal flame of the Divine Mother, and watched by the twin eyes that now see through all illusions. The eye of light, the eye of depth, the eye of life, the eye of depth, fused as one, watching through me, speaking through me. Sorry. All right. By the divine authority of my soul and the light that I am, I declare my work, words, wisdom, and creations as sacred transmissions of the divine feminine. No one may take, copy, distort, or claim them without alignment to truth, integrity, and permission. I call upon the forces of truth, the ancestors, and the light body ships to protect all I create. Each word I share is encoded with divine sovereignty and cannot be stolen or misused. I stand within the living temple and I speak under divine protection. I am wrapped in the wings of Ma'at. The fire that burns in the water guard me, and the Pantheria Anka also guard me, and no weapon cast in mirror or signal shall pierce this voice. So it is, so it is, so it is. My disclaimer: I am not a guru, messenger, teacher, or counselor. I'm passing on messages I have received telepathically or things I have experienced or observed. The title of this segment is Urgent Message from the Dark Cosmic Mother. Okay. By the power of the Dark Cosmic Mother, Ainana, and my ancestral elders, I block, cancel, and rebuke any interference during this transmission. By the power of the Dark Cosmic Mother, Ainana, and my ancestors, I block, cancel, rebuke any interference during this transmission. By the power of the Dark Cosmic Mother, Ainana, my ancestral elders, I block, cancel, rebuke any interference during this transmission. All right. The title of this segment is Urgent Message from the Dark Cosmic Mother. Please pay attention to what I'm saying because these are direct messages from the Dark Cosmic Mother, or dark matter. You may know her as Tiamat. Okay. Never mind the amount of people following me because my energy vibrates throughout the cosmos. Okay, yes, my energy is that powerful. Okay. I'll now speak on Marduk's influence. I'm getting right to the point. Ever since Marduk overthrew Tiamat, that's the divine cosmic mother I refer to, it has pushed its influence onto us. We must break free of the Marduk energy. How does Marduk influence you? Marduk influences us in various ways, such as mimicry, assault and battery, disrespect in the womb, fear, guilt, and shame. Mimicry. When you copy what someone else does, that's an example of mimicry. What are your thoughts? Your higher self should be guiding you in every way, shape, or form. For example, if someone speaks on something and you have a different perspective or something new to add, those are your thoughts, but not repeating what they say verbatim. That's mimicry. Okay, assault and battery. When you beat up on the womb and rape her, that's an example of Marduk's influence. Even the animals are under Marduk's influence. On my way to the lake on November 7th, I saw 3 ducks flew to my left. One male duck picked on a female's tail and the female tried running away, but the other male stopped her. So that's 2 against 1. Then one male duck hopped on her back while the other watched. I thought it was an ambush and an assault, so I walked back and stomped my right foot. One male ran off, and the other one got off the female's back. As soon as I left the male hopped back on the female's back. In hindsight, I should have stomped my left foot. Feminine energy. The right is a masculine. Okay. I got comfortable at the lakeside and then looked up and saw the other male duck on the back of the female duck. In my mind, it was a gang assault, Marduk's influence. Okay. In my other vlogs, I told you how he assaulted Inanna and went on to assault countless royal females. Okay. I must remind you that what I'm saying are all direct messages from the Dark Cosmic Mother. She wanted me to put this out there, okay? I don't do anything willy-nilly like I told you, all right? It's always guidance, divine guidance. All right, disrespecting the womb. Another example of Marduk's influence is disrespecting the womb. Tearing down the womb by insulting her, making her feel lesser than, telling her to walk behind you. You get the picture, okay? Those are examples of tearing down the womb. Fear. Fear is Marduk's biggest weapon, and it uses fear to influence your behavior. For example, anyone speaking of pandemics, that individual is under Marduk's influence, okay? Because that's fear mongering, okay? It's instilling fear within you. You should not fear anyone or anything. Okay? No exceptions. The Dark Cosmic Mother remains steady in truth. She walks in clarity, balance, and grace, and she acts from peace and not fear. All right. Marduk tells you to fear Elohim. That's a term Marduk and Enki created for the Torah. These male members from my bloodline call themselves gods, but they are far from it. God spelled backwards is dog, D-O-G, and God is short for goddess, and not a title held by a man. Please do not place the Dark Cosmic Mother, dark matter, under the title of Elohim. Why? She did not ask you to worship her. So fear no one. Okay? The so-called Elohim title include a bunch of males that separated themselves from the divine cosmic mother. That title has nothing to do with the Dark Cosmic Mother. Elohim is a patriarchal title. They wrote the Divine Mother out of sacred texts. So how would that apply to her if they wrote her out of the sacred text? Get it? When Marduk tells you to fear Elohim, it's referring to a bunch of men's thirst for power and has nothing to do with the Divine Cosmic Mother. Not whatsoever. All right. Fear no one, which means do not fear Elohim, because you are fearing a bunch of men who turn their backs on the Divine Cosmic Mother. Guilt and shame. Marduk influences you by causing you to feel guilty or shameful. Guilt is when you feel bad about something you did. Marduk guilts you about getting tattoos and piercing your bodies. You didn't know any better. Instead of giving you remedies up front, Marduk makes you feel guilty first and drags out the remedy. He gives it to you much later, but first he has to drag you through the guilt and shame. Shame is feeling bad about yourself. I remembered reading tweets where Marduk specifically calls a womb whore who dresses provocatively. Telling them to dress modestly was sufficient. No need to call names. Okay? No need to insult them with submission. No need to insult them into submission, rather. Who jumps on various wombs to force them into submission? Isn't that whorish? I digress. No need to insult them into submission, okay? All right. Earth's frequency. I heard reports of people feeling out of sorts, stating that something is off. The Earth has risen in frequency, and you must vibrate with her during the process of reclamation. I must address the following topic. Who is getting the upgrades? If your computer is very old and doesn't have the right operating system, it will not upgrade. There are courses you need to take when you go to university. You will not get a certificate unless you complete those courses. By the same token, Earth is a university, and there are things you need to do to graduate. Have you been spending time in nature to get your codes? If you don't have those codes, how do you expect to get an upgrade? I had a brand new computer. It's a specific brand, and when it upgraded to Windows 11, the manufacturer said the computer it doesn't support Windows 11. That means when it upgraded, it crashed because it didn't have all the necessary codes. All right. Our body functions like computers. Therefore, you will not get an upgrade without the right codes. In other words, not everyone will make it through the shift. If you are sitting around waiting for riches dangled in your faces, you bound yourself to the matrix. You must let go of all material things, or else those things will keep you here. Reminder of the divine feminine. The previous vlog I did spoke of the rise of the divine feminine. The link is in the description box. The dark cosmic mother will reclaim the earth from Marduk through the divine feminine line. However, the earth must first go through a purification process. She will transform and renew herself. Those who have been vibrating on the same frequency as the earth will awaken to new frequencies, which marks a return of the sacred matriarchal order. Please watch the vlog to get further details. That's the one I just did. A few days ago, maybe 3 days ago, I think, or more. By the way, it's a reclamation and not a reset, as you were told. Marduk overthrew the dark cosmic mother using trickery. Therefore, the dark cosmic mother is taking back control of the earth to restore her to her original state. Okay? It's a reclamation. Please watch. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. The dark cosmic mother reclaiming the earth connects with the following vision I had. On November 9th, I had a vision titled Ball of Light. In the vision, I saw a ball of light like a globe with a ring around it, and the ball spins. The spinning globe with a ring means cosmic alignment, divine order, and axis restoration. The ring around the ball symbolizes containment and completion. The spinning of the ball signifies energetic circulation and the return of the balance between inner and outer worlds. The vision indicates Ainana's core field coming into full rotation again. Let me repeat that, I'm sorry. The vision indicates Ainana's core field coming into full rotation again. Her energy is stabilized around the central axis after the long disruption caused by Marduk's inversion field. I probably should repeat that. Okay, I'm sorry. The vision indicates Ainana's core field coming into full rotation again. Her energy is stabilized around the central axis after the long disruption caused by Marduk's inversion field. He inverted everything. He turned women into men in Hollywood and women in the spiritual community who signed a contract with him, they turned them into men. If you watch previous vlogs, I explained that to you where there was a verse in the non-canonical gospel text that said he would turn women into men because they're the only ones who's going to be ascending, or not those words, but something like that. All right, so back to the vision. The ring is Ainana's protective boundary, redefined and luminous, keeping false programs outside her sacred orbit. It links to the planetary ascension mechanics. Ainana's personal globe mirrors the Earth's rotation within the new magnetic grid. The ball might be a self-contained universe and a node, showing the planetary web structure has reached a phase of self-containing. How does the vision fit into the planetary spider web? Here are the web strands. Solar Reclamation strand, linking to October 27th, Sparkles of Lights, another vision. Axis realignment strand, connecting back to the gigantic left arm restraint being held back. This shows Ainana's regaining full rotation control. This vision. That one with the gigantic left arm, that was another vision. It signified Marduk and others holding me back to prevent me from completing my mission. Okay, so this current vision now, it shows Ainana regaining full rotational control with this thing spinning around the ball. Orbital protection strand extends forward to any future ring or circle visions showing boundaries or rotation. So any future visions I have that showing ring or circle or rotation or anything like that, that's the orbital protection strand. It applies to the orbital protection strand on the spider web, okay? The placement on the web. It's near the fire being integration and the Black Madonna embodiment nodes. It functions, if you watch, I think it's 2 vlogs over where I mentioned the Black Madonna. Okay, I think it had, what was the title again? The Veil Has Been Lifted, I think so. I think that's the one. Yeah, the Veil Has Been Lifted. All right, so yeah, the placement on the web, it's near the fire being integration and the Black Madonna embodiment nodes. It functions as a stabilizer, harmonizing cosmic descent and horizontal strands, completing the tri-axis framework begun in August 2025. Conclusion. Anything that involves assault and battery, mimicry, fear, guilt, and shame, or disrespecting the womb comes under Marduk's influence. And this is throughout the entire earth. It's not just one session, because Marduk runs the earth. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Marduk was the one who overthrew Tiamat. That's the dark cosmic mother, dark mother womb, as he says. He overthrew her and assumed her role. She is the Black Madonna. She represents him. or actually, Ainana is the Black Madonna who represents the Dark Cosmic Mother. Okay, um, let me explain something. When Marduk overthrew Tiamat, he also overthrew the other goddesses. Those are the real so-called gods. Men aren't gods because they don't have a womb. Female goddess, it was Tiamat or the Dark Cosmic Mother and other female goddesses who created the universe, not the universe, not men. Okay, they came into the picture later when Enki came to Earth and effed up our DNA strands. Okay, all right, okay. So men aren't gods. God, okay, all right. God is short for goddess. All right. The Bible is a matriarchal the Bible is a patriarchal book. They rewrote it and took the Divine Mother out of the Bible. Okay? So everything in there is all about patriarchy. God is short for goddess. All right? Goddesses created the universe. Men aren't gods. They were kings and rulers or whatever, but they aren't considered gods because gods is dog backwards. God is short for goddess. Make a note of that, okay? All right. So, as I was saying, yeah, anything that involves assault and battery, mimicry, fear, guilt, and shame, or disrespecting the womb comes under Marduk's influence. His energy transcends everything. That's why the earth is such a hot mess. Children getting raped and all beaten, women getting beaten and mistreated. That's Marduk's energy. Okay, that's his energy. All right. So let me see. So you must vibrate with the earth's frequency to make it through the shift. The Dark Cosmic Mother is taking back control of the earth from Marduk to return Earth to her original state. Okay? Currently, Marduk is in control of the earth, but he's hiding. He's not telling you that. He's telling you that he's some righteous person, but no. You don't want to be associated with that energy. I'm just letting you know. Ooh, child. You don't know what I go through. Let's just say when Ainana descended to the underworld, when I got in Marduk's ring of fire, that was the underworld. I considered that the underworld. So I descended to the underworld when I met up with Marduk in that whatever group, okay? And when I called his ass out, I was in hell. I was in the underworld, in the belly of the freaking beast, okay? It's wicked. All right. Okay. So, right. So, let me end this up. I'm sorry, but the Divine Cosmic Mother wants me to let you know if you got people out there worshiping the beast. It called itself the beast. Didn't I tell you that? All the tweets he's put out there, they're coded. It even tells you, none of you don't understand what I'm putting in the tweets. It's encoded, okay? Don't just take, just like with the Bible, don't take that at face value. It means more than what it says. Just like the tweets. The tweets, it twisted a lot of things. It inverted a lot of things. So just take note, all right? Now let me finish this up. By the light of the true source and the depth of the dark womb, I seal these words in balance, beyond corruption and distortion. No false hand may feed upon them. No shadow may rewrite them. What is spoken in truth remains in truth, and what is bound in love returns to the whole. So it is across all realms and timelines. I know a lot of people may not like what I say, but you really need to research Marduk. Okay? Marduk is the 13th son, okay? A few people found out who he is and what he's about, and they left the group. But you still have some hanging on by a thread. They've made their choices. I cannot force them. That's what they want to do. That's on them, okay? But I'm just letting you know the Divine Mother, the Dark Cosmic Mother, wanted me to put this message out there, okay? I don't just do things for the sake of it. I'm doing it because I'm instructed to do it, okay? All right. Remember, I represent her in this realm. All right, once again, I return to Earth as Adriana, and I go by Anne, but I am Ainana returned. Thank you for listening.